Do you reckon we should draw attention to the fact that you have a bit more of your tattoo filled in?
I'm sure the comment section is already yelling about it. And the fact it's not finished yet. Things take time, folks. Things take time. Speaking of the word things... Benjamin Grimm, better known by his oddly dehumanising mononym of Thing, is a Marvel character best known for his literal stony facade and ability to take how it surrounds to the dick. Although Thing isn't necessarily the strongest character in Marvel canon, he is noted as being one of the hardest to beat in a one-on-one fight.
It's clobbering time.
So Thing isn't the strongest person in the Marvel Universe?
No, but let's give Thing his due. He's still a consummate badass who's hard to kill than a cast iron cockroach, and he has stood toe-to-toe with some of Marvel Universe's heaviest hitters and walked away virtually unscathed as a direct result of his, his most famous attribute, his stony orange skin.
What's his skin actually made from? Is it some kind of rock?
Yeah, it's this weird organic rock that, in addition to making him look like a set of fossilised dinosaur testicles, is virtually impervious to everything short of Wolverine's claws, which means that he's virtually impossible to kill because the fact you can't break through his skin means you can't hurt anything inside of him. Not to mention, I think all of his organs and stuff are also covered in the same shit, which they mention in the Fantastic Four movie, like the Michael Chiklis one, where it's the big rubber dumb suit.
Yeah.
And they have that great joke in there. It's like, all of your organs are made of rock. He's like, oh god, no. I used to smoke.
His internal organs are completely solid. How bad is it? You know, I used to smoke.
But it gets a bit worse for whoever wants to fight Thing, because he's also immortal. And I think there's like one comic where they say, one day per year, Thing becomes human. It's weird, it's comics, right? Let's go with it. And they say the only time Thing ages is on that day.
Wait, so he lives as many years as it would take days for him to have died?
We probably got a bit off topic there, but the long and short of it is, Thing is virtually immortal and can never tire, meaning in a physical stalemate, he could just exist until the other guy died and win that way.
Yeah, but if he's gone toe-to-toe with Stronger, presumably that's not really that much of an issue.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often because, let's put some fucking, respect on Thing here. The dude is strong as balls. The films do not do justice to how strong Thing is. I think in the Michael Chiklis Fantastic Four movie, he lifts a truck. And then I think in the really crappy Fantastic Four reboot, he fights a tank.
He's been active in covert operations with a 100% success rate.
That's not even close to what the Thing can do. He can stand toe-to-toe with the Hulk. He has gone rounds with the Hulk. Obviously the Hulk beats him,
yeah,
because no one's stronger than Hulk, but the fact he can even step to him and survive a punch from him.
So I think it's safe to say that Thing is incredibly strong.
Yes, and I think the way I worded it in the article, which I want to mention now, is that he can hit with the force of a sledgehammer tied to the end of the Hulk's dick when he's in full sprint. It's a nice image for you folks at home. Now, while you'd think Thing's immense strength combined with the fact he possesses a bright orange bulletproof ballsack would be the reason he's unbeatable in a fight, the real reason is due to the fact he possesses immeasurable reserves of something that's a little harder to quantify: willpower.
How is willpower an actual superpower?
It's not, but in the Marvel Universe, having a lot of willpower, or having a very strong sense of will, allows you to do superhuman things. For example, if you watched our Doctor Doom video, how long ago was that?
God, it was one of the first ones.
Yeah, a year and a half ago when we still filmed this shit in a kitchen. You may remember that we talked about Doctor Doom's biggest dick in the room swagger and the fact that he possesses so much willpower, he cannot be compelled to act against his own interests or mind controlled by psychics.
All you need is Doom.
Yeah, all you need is Doom. Go watch that video. It's hilarious to watch in retrospect now, because I'm so skinny in it, aren't I? I'm all skinny, we're in a kitchen. And you can...
So much echo. I've got subtitles.
You've got subtitles because you haven't even got a microphone. Oh, how far we've come.
Oh.
Literally upstairs. We just film upstairs.
We've gone up in the world.
Literally.
Up two sets of stairs.
Hell yeah.
So willpower in the Marvel Universe is not an actual power.
No.
But there are tangible effects when someone calls upon it.
Yes. So there is a list of characters who are noted to have especially strong force of will. And two most famous examples people recognise is Captain America and Spider-Man, both of whom are supposedly possess such strong wills that they are immune to all forms of temptation, and they can force themselves to surpass their own limits through sheer force of will. When Spider-Man's lifting that building, he's like, "Come on, Spider-Man, you can fucking do it! You're Spider-Man!" And the reason I'm getting so animated here is because this is one of my favourite tropes in fiction because it's me so fucking hype. It's basically the Super Saiyan moment, isn't it? It's when Goku gets so fucking pissed, he becomes a Super Saiyan, surpasses all known limits that you've seen before. And what's your favourite example of that in like fiction that you can think of off the top of your head? One of mine is in Teen Titans. There's a great moment where Cyborg has this like existential crisis about the fact he's a robot. He's like, when I was human, I could always like, improve myself and surpass my limits, but now I'm a robot. I have like my robotic parts have set limits that they can't surpass. And he gets into a test of strength with another robot, and he has like the little thing on his arm telling how much power he's exerted. And the guy goes, "You've reached your limits." He gets to 100%. He goes, "No, I fucking haven't." And it goes beyond 100%. And he powers through. He's like, "Yeah, go on, Cyborg, fuck him up." It's like the bit in fucking Dragon Ball Battle of Gods when Beerus just goes to Goku, like, this isn't a game, you're fighting for your life. And he just goes, "I will not let you destroy my world," and just explodes these rocks out of his penis and flies through the Earth's crust at 100 miles an hour. That shit's the best. Oh man, it's just, there's something about the character when they're just like, get so angry, they just like surpass, like in Thor Ragnarok, when it's like, "Oh, I'm the god of death, what are you the god of?" And just explodes lightning out of his eyeballs, and goes, "Oh yeah, I should have seen that coming."
What about the moment in Game of Thrones when Theon's losing that fist fight and the guy knees him in the balls and he doesn't have them?
Just powers through the power of having no testicles just forces him to go. In regards to Thing, he is noted as having one of the single strongest sense of wills in the entire Marvel Universe, and possesses willpower of such strength that characters who can physically beat him in a fight have straight up just given up fighting him after they've acknowledged that no matter how much they stomp his ass, they'll never be able to get him to give up.
So there has to be an example of that.
There is, yes, and it's a comic where Thing gets into a boxing match with a character who unironically refers to himself as Champion of the Universe.
That picture looks like someone's put a wig on The Rock and turned it negative.
Maybe. Why don't you do that right now? Why don't you just Photoshop, like put up Champion of the Universe and then Photoshop The Rock in negative with a big stupid red wig on. And let's just see, because I didn't notice that, so let's see how on point you were. Audience, in the comments below, let us know how accurate Brad's description was. That's the first time I'm aware of he's ever seen Champion of the Universe.
I'm really looking forward to you putting that on your Twitter.
Just to see, what the fuck is this?
Negative picture of The Rock with a wig on. Spoiler. So describe this Champion of the Universe.
Well, like many Marvel characters, his power set has been ill-defined over the years, and he's like, grown in power as other characters have due to power creep, but when he was first introduced in that comic, he is noted as being a character physically strong enough to punch the dick off Galactus. So pretty fucking strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stronger than the Thing, at least, we should point out.
But how do giant clouds that eat planets have penises?
Shut up, that's not my Galactus. Fuck off, that's a terrible Galactus, is that? Fucking giant cloud eating planet. It's like in bloody Green Lantern, where like Parallax or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, he's just an evil cloud and he punches him into the sun.
They went through a phase of huge evil clouds, didn't they?
And then it was the blue space laser.
Oh, blue space laser.
Blue space laser, like forever. So let's not have a cool final fight. Let's just have like, disposable CGI army and giant space laser. Or Man of Steel, the dubstep machine.
Never heard it referred to like that.
Whenever that laser fires in Man of Steel, it just plays dubstep.
And everything drops.
Yeah. I think it's an honest trailers joke, I think it is. So I don't want to be accused of stealing that. I just thought it was quite funny. It's like the dubstep laser that destroyed the Earth with dubstep. It's like, no, this wasn't cool then. Why is it still being used now? Oh, DC, always chasing trends. Congratulations on having your first $1 billion movie, and it's fucking Aquaman.
Is Aquaman actually good then?
It's good enough to earn $1 billion.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Better than Batman versus Superman. I just think it's funny that the character who's got the most shit over the years is the one that's the coolest now.
So I'm guessing if he's going up against someone called Champion of the Universe, Thing does not win.
No, he gets his ass kicked while Champion of the Universe openly mocks him, saying, I'm not even using a modicum of my full power and I'm pulling every single one of my punches. Despite being wildly outmatched in terms of raw physical strength, Thing somehow manages to last 3 rounds with Champion, a feat that nobody else in the universe up to that point had ever managed before.
So I'm assuming this all kinds of pissed off Champion.
Yes, so what he does is he punches Thing out of the ring and declares himself winner, but before he can finish talking, Thing crawls back into the ring and through a broken jaw says, I'm not finished yet. And that's just, again, one of my favourite things in fiction, where the guy's getting his ass fucking whooped and goes, I'm not even done. It's the Captain America and I can do this all day.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I can do this all day.
And what's your favourite moment of that?
Well, Rocky's the most well known.
Yeah.
He always does that.
Where he just stands back up and like, he just blocks every punch with his face. But, if you talk about Rocky, mine's quite similar because mine's in real steel.
Oh, for fuck's
when
sake.
Atom is fighting Zeus, and Zeus is like this giant fucking, like, Autobot, just punching the shit out of his tiny little bot. And, like, little Atom just goes, come on, and he pisses off the robot. He's like, oh yeah, go on Atom, you can do it.
Are you bringing this up because I didn't put the clip in last time?
You did, yeah, I have.
I don't believe it!
But I just love the idea of you getting your ass beaten by this like, clearly physically stronger enemy, and you just stand up and go, what you fucking got, don't even hurt. And they just punch you again, you get back up and go, what do you got? And they just give up. And that's what happens with Thing and Champion, because Champion realises, I am never going to be able to beat Thing to the point where he will give up, because his willpower is such that he will not allow himself to lose, because Thing thinks like the entire world is at stake. And he thinks to himself, the only way for me to beat him is to kill him, and I don't want to do that, so I give up, and he awards Thing the victory. And I think the quote is, I can break every bone in your body, but I'll never break your spirit. And which is obviously, that's something only a fucking comic writer would come with this. It's so fucking cliche. And that's why Thing is noted as being virtually unbeatable in a one-on-one fight, because even if you can break his body, you can never break the man, because he will never give up harder than anybody's never given up before. Cue the John Cena music. Since it's the last thing we mentioned in the video, Brad, what is your favourite not giving up moment in a piece of fiction?
All right, Karl, pitch the scene.
Okay.
It's the side of a mountain.
Yes.
And the poor ring bearer just can't go that little extra step further.
Fuck's sake.
And then Sam picks him up and carries him.
Why didn't he have the fucking ring? He was way better in every way.
He even gave it back to Frodo. Like
Yeah.
he showed that willpower.
Yeah.
Why was Frodo special?
I don't know.
We've said before, give it to Legolas. Give it to Sam.
Someone explained in the comments of that saying, oh, the ring enhances the power of whoever's using it, and hobbits are shit. So they'll never be powerful enough to be like a threat you can't kill. If you give it to Legolas, he's become Sauron too, and that's not a good idea. Mine is it's not as in depth as yours. It's in the game Punch Out. I forget which version of it is. I think it's the one for the Wii.
Right.
Where there is a mechanic in that game where if little Mac gets his shit rocked especially hard, you get knocked out. But if you waggle the Wii sticks, he can power through getting knocked out, and he goes against the ropes, and he just gets back up and he goes, Gah! And you just go Super Saiyan, and then you get like an extra round to fight with if you're getting your ass kicked. And I just love that idea. That if you shake the sticks hard enough, little Mac will power through that knockout and get back up. Oh, I want that mechanic in every game. I want every game. I want it in FIFA. And I want games of FIFA to eventually devolve into Shaolin soccer. If you mash hard enough like you're playing track and field, your keeper turns into that Bruce Lee looking motherfucker who just saves every ball. He just turns into fucking Vishnu with 18 arms.